Big week here in Baldwin City. Baker, top 25, has a top 25 showdown against the Benedictine Ravens later this week. Miguel Regalado, head coach of the Baker football team, joins us. I guess first things first, ranked now for the first time this season. Been flirting around it, receiving votes. Does that mean anything? I mean, do you care at all? What's kind of the level of interest in the rankings?
You know, it's not. I try to keep our guys grounded all year long and just say, hey, listen, just go 1-0 and everything else will take care of itself. You know, I'm a big control what you can control, not stress over things that you have no control over. That's one of those things. You know, I honestly can't even tell you who rates those and how that whole system works. I don't want to know how that whole system works. I just want our guys to stay focused every week, take care of their business, and I think if they do that, everything else will work out on the back end.
Well, it'll be a fun matchup this Saturday against the Ravens of Benedictine, and obviously this is kind of a rivalry matchup in addition to being a very important matchup for possibly determining the winner of the South Division here. So let's start with the Ravens on the offensive side of the ball. They're putting up over 40 points per game. What are going to be the big challenges in trying to slow them down?
You know, I think they do a great job of game planning with Jackson Dooley at quarterback. Obviously, you know, he's got Baker ties here, which is awesome. I've been leaving his dad notes on his desk all week.
Have you talked to his dad? Who is he going to be rooting for?
You know what? I've tried to get it out of him. I leave a little note on his desk every morning of game week, and he has yet to respond. So I think he's playing it tight to the belt. Okay. You know, they do a good job of game planning for him to get the ball to his weapons, and that's what they have there. They've got weapons all over the place, and so our secondary and guys like Jaleel and Deshaun are going to have to do a fantastic job of keeping things in front of them, wrapping up when those guys do get the ball in their hands. But I think that's what they do best is get the ball in the hands of their playmakers and let them go make plays.
Defensive side of the ball for them, they're giving up less than 20 a game, and what stood out most to me, 99 rushing yards allowed per game, so not even 100. What are going to be the challenges with their defensive side of the ball?
It's a fantastic defensive line. I think it's the best defensive line we've seen since Grandview. Very similar type of styles. They let their defensive line work and keep everything in front of them on the back end. And it's a great challenge for our offensive line. We've challenged them all week long. They need to be physical. We believe that the team that is most physical on Saturday is going to have a great chance of winning this football game. But their defensive line is outstanding. They remind me a lot of us. They're deep. They have guys that can win individual matchups, but you take the starter out and they bring in the backup, and he's just as good, which makes it pretty tough.
I guess another storyline besides their quarterback being the son of the basketball coach here is also that Truman Jules, your guys' quarterback, was kind of the understudy to Dooley when he was at Lawrence High. Both of them kind of working together. Have you talked at all to Truman about anything there with kind of the relationship between those two guys?
You know, I haven't. When I first found out, that Sean's son was the starting quarterback at Benny, I kind of asked, as we realized, okay, they were there together, what was the kind of the story? And it sounded like, Truman and him were battling, and the head coach said, hey, listen, we know Jackson can play quarterback, we need you to play safety, and Truman is a team guy, and did it to the best of his ability, came here as a defensive back before Coach Morse moved him. So I know there's a relationship there. I don't know how, what it is, or if they speak weekly or daily or what. But you can just tell it's a different week. Truman he's anxious to get out there as well, as I'm sure Jackson is. It's going to be fun to watch, and having Sean, his son is the starting quarterback. I can tell he's a little bit on edge this week. Everybody's it's like I told our football team yesterday after practice. There's just a little more tension around the building right now, but that's Benedictine week.
Well, just to add a little bit more to make this one even higher up there, it's also your last home game of the regular season. So senior day, everything that goes into that. I know, obviously, in year one of the program, you haven't had all 4 years to be with the whole class. But what does this group of seniors mean to you, and what does this game getting to kind of celebrate that mean?
This is, I told our kids to stand up, our seniors to stand up, and I asked our football team if they knew why this was a big week on Sunday. And I think they were all thinking, conference title, Benedictine. It is a big game because it's our seniors. It's our seniors, possibly their final home game at Liston Stadium. It's definitely their final regular season home game at Liston Stadium. I'm very passionate about our seniors' lasting memory being a win on senior day. I think we lost one time in my time here on senior day in 2014. That team went through a lot that year, and we didn't get it done. But there's just something about senior day that's special for me. Our seniors have done a lot to restore order here at Baker University in this football program. I'm extremely proud of them. They have bought in from day one. I remember our very first conference with them was by way of Zoom, and I could just see it in their faces. They were excited to begin the new journey under our new coaching staff, and they've given me everything that I've asked for. It's paid off for them on the field, so I'm extremely happy about that as well.
All right, he's Miguel Regalado, head coach for the Baker football team. Top 25 matchup with Benny this Saturday at 1 o'clock. Be at Liston Stadium.